Greetings. This is the one you've known as Jesus the Christ. Settle into a comfortable position now as you listen to my words. There's nothing more you need to do than listen to these words, and listening is very easy. It's the easiest thing in the world to do. No effort is required at all. Just allow yourself to receive the sounds without reacting or thinking about them. Just receive them, and if there are any reactions or thinking, just let those reactions or thoughts be here. There's room for them here in this space. They can come and go in this space, just as the sound of my words comes and goes in this space. Everything is always coming and going. There's nothing that stays, nothing that's permanent. Some things come and stay a little longer than others, but when it comes to thoughts or even feelings, they'll only stay as long as you don't give them your attention. Thoughts are very brief experiences, and feelings can be brief as well if you don't feed them with your attention and with more thoughts. It's only your attention and more thoughts that breathe life into a feeling, that invigorate it and keep it alive. This is really good news, because most of your thoughts and even your feelings aren't worthy of your attention. So you can just let them show up and let them leave. Let's practice this a moment. Just notice any thoughts that arise. Acknowledge them. Hello there. Let them be there. And then let them leave. They'll be replaced by another thought, but each thought by itself won't stay for long. Take a moment now to notice what a short lifespan every one of your thoughts has. As you continue to listen to my voice, just notice how your body feels right now. It might be tense or relaxed, cool or warm, restless or not restless, comfortable or uncomfortable. Just notice this for a moment. Notice how the mind might come up with a story about how your body feels, or a complaint. I'm not relaxed enough. I'm a little hot. I have an itch. I'd rather be doing something else. Regardless of what's going on, the mind is going to have something to say about it, usually a complaint or a desire of some sort. To the mind, nothing is ever just right, okay. There's always something wrong, something that could be better, something that needs fixing. This is a feature of the mind. This is what it does. It finds fault. It finds problems. It likes and doesn't like something. You may think, my mind likes a lot of things. It doesn't always complain. But the flip side of that coin is that the mind doesn't like at least as many things as it likes, since it dislikes the opposite of what it likes. So all the mind's likes are tricky. They ultimately lead to discontentment, since the mind flips back and forth between I like and I don't like, and there's no peace in that. So even the I likes lead to discontentment. They're merely the prelude to I don't like, and the sense that something isn't right, something is wrong, something is not good enough, or I'm not good enough, I'm lacking. I have a problem. Whatever story the mind comes up with about how your body feels or how you feel, this story has nothing to do with the actual experience your body's having. Your body's experience is a combination of sensations, and then the mind takes you out of that actual experience into a virtual reality of what I like, or what I need, or what I feel, and the false self is born. With the thought I, the false self is born, and what follows the word I is a story conjured up by the mind. Notice how there is no I in the simple experience of your body, in the simple experience of life. Life is just this, and only this, a combination of sensory experiences. It's just this simple experience of life, here and now. Take a moment now and notice what just this is like. Thoughts might be part of that here and now experience, but they don't have to define that experience. But usually they do, and that changes your experience of reality. As soon as you allow your thoughts to define reality, you've lost touch with reality, and you're in the realm of the false self and its virtual reality. The mind couldn't be less interested in the experience of life here and now without an I and a story. The mind is all about the I and its stories. It almost doesn't matter what story is attached to the I. Whatever story comes after I gives life to the I, and that's what counts. The point is to give life to the I. The I needs a story, or it doesn't exist. Just as a sentence needs a verb, the I by itself can't exist. And then there's life without the I, real life. It's funny how for most people real life seems to be the I's story about whatever's going on, not the simple here and now experience. To the I, the experience of real life is not life. So that's how most people feel and how most people go through life, with their thoughts about life and their thoughts about I determining how they feel about life and how they feel about themselves. What happens when you lose this I, or when you stop giving your attention to its stories, beliefs, dreams, and fears? The I believes there's no life beyond itself, while in fact, real life only just begins. Like waking up from a dream, your real life begins when you drop the I and its stories. The life of the I was a dream life, a made-up life, and that I was a false sense of oneself, a dream character. When you drop the I and its stories, there's still something alive within you that's living this life, that moves and speaks and accomplishes things. It just doesn't tell stories. It doesn't pretend to know things. It isn't concerned about the future, and it doesn't dwell on the past. It's relaxed, at peace, trusts life, loves life, and enjoys not knowing what will happen next. It's busy being lost in whatever it's doing until that's completed, and then it moves on to the next activity or to just being. I want you to understand that nothing really changes when you wake up from being this dream character, and yet everything changes because you changed. Your relationship to life changed. Since nothing really changes as a result of being present or after a spiritual awakening except your relationship to life, there isn't anything to be afraid of. You don't lose a thing by simply being present in the here and now. In fact, your real life just begins. The ego is afraid of being unmasked and of you realizing the truth, and this fear is experienced as a fear of losing something or a fear of going crazy, when there's nothing to fear about realizing the truth about yourself, your true nature. How could realizing that you are not the unkind and judgmental ego, but goodness and love, ever be dangerous or even scary? This fear is the ego's last resort, its last hope of keeping you believing that you are the dream character before you wake up, of keeping you asleep. Fear isn't fatal, dear ones. It never has been. Fear doesn't warn you or protect you. It imprisons you in the dream, in the illusion. Fear is what keeps the illusion that you are the dream character intact. So just notice any fear when it arises, and then find that which is within you that knows better, that trusts that life is good, and that your life is unfolding toward greater love and happiness. Let's see if you can experience yourself now without any thoughts about yourself. This doesn't mean you can't or won't have thoughts, but only that you won't get lost in those thoughts. Simply notice any thoughts that have I in them, and let them live their lifespan and then dissipate as they will. Let's do this for a moment now. What is it that's able to notice the I thoughts and then let them be and let them go, and then awaits the next I thought? That's who you are. You're here. You have always been here, and you will always be here until it's time for your consciousness to leave your body, and then you'll still exist as that which is beyond the I. You are this existence, this that exists and is using this body-mind to move and interact with life. Just experience this existence for a moment now, this simple state of existence. This is the true I. This I is not an individual that's separate from life, but rather the life force itself that courses through you and operates your body-mind. You can use the word I to describe this life force if you want, but this life force is more like an ocean that surrounds and interpenetrates everything. And what you call I is a wave in this ocean where this life force is flowing through your body-mind in your particular corner of the universe. Thank you for being open to this discovery. It is my privilege to be part of this. I am with you always.